This video came from YouTube.
It's trending on Twitter.
Why is it not on the news?
The Mande1a Effect.
Wait, what?
It's the Mande1a Effect.
The lion will lie down with the lamb.
Come on! I'm starting the show here. We're rolling.
Good jokes at the get-go. Here we are, you guys. Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I was just chatting with Josee as the intro was playing in, so making sure I get the volumes up because she usually comes out the gates with some jokes and I miss them. So how are you doing today, Josee? Oh, don't do that. You got me. I looked down at the volume like, what the heck? I know I turned her up. It totally looked like, see what I got to put up with? That was good. That was good. I got to admit.
Got you.
You got me good. I was like, what the heck?
How
There's so many
ya?
sliders, I thought I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, it's not even April Fool's yet. We got like a week to go before you start with this, don't we?
Yeah, imagine what I'm gonna come up with on April 1st.
Oh my gosh, I just can't even go live with you that day. Because I know you're gonna get me over and over again. Because you know.
No, I'm not that bad.
It's funny. One of my daughter Becca, her birthday is 2 days after mine. And of course, mine is March 30th. Hers is April 1st, and you know, she's an April Fool's baby. So of course, you know, my wife's calling me from the hospital saying, "I'm having the baby. I'm having it." I'm like, "Yeah, right." So she's really the only birth I missed because I just didn't believe her. No, I'm only joking about that.
I hope so.
But it's great. I can tell her I got you a brand new car for your birthday, and then. Yeah, right. You know, she won't. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that either. I'm just joking about jokes I would never joke. So. They're only fun in theory. They wouldn't be fun to really execute such a joke. So, okay, so today I realized something. You ever, like, you know, realize something later on when everything that you thought had changed and you had forgotten about something because you didn't really have that information in light of all this other information? Well, that happened with this whole event and everything happening. Somebody just left a comment like, what's the event and what's Ascension? Is it the same thing? Is it, you know, I don't think anybody really knows, so I'm going to speculate a little bit. And so just to let you know right out the gate, I'm speculating. This is a complete speculation thing. I think the Ascension process is this ongoing thing that we're going through. We're ascending slowly. I don't think it's like a rapture sort of a moment, blink of an eye, like you know, people think of, like, in, you know, I think there's a scripture that talks about the rapture being like in a blink of an eye or whatever. But I think that it's more of this ongoing process where we are ascending slowly and gradually, and I think along the way there's certain events. And some events are big and noticeable. Some events aren't so big and noticeable. I think like the Mande1a Effect was a real big noticeable event for many people. And over again, we've had little shifts that people have noticed, things change or whatever. So back when I noticed the iridescence rainbow look in the clouds about, I don't know, a year and a half ago, which puts me smack dab in between the time when I had heard about the Mande1a Effect, but I wasn't really a believer in it because I didn't trust my memory at all at that point. So I'd heard about it, but like I said, I hadn't really gone through that big awakening process. I started noticing the iridescence in the clouds real prominently, and I also started, this is the part I'd forgotten about, I started noticing rainbows other places. Not only double rainbows, which were in the sky, so they weren't that odd, but I remember walking into a store and like opening the door and seeing sort of a rainbow. You know how like there's water on the ground and there's oil there and you get the iridescence in it? I remember seeing that, little flashes of that at different times, and then I couldn't see it. You know, I just started sort of getting flashes of rainbows in different things, you know, whether it be a windshield or a glass door and things like that. And I remember asking my wife, I was like, do you know, have you been noticing rainbows and stuff? And then when the cloud thing happened, it was sort of the thing where it didn't go away. I could see it. I could put on my my sunglasses, and I could see them, and then, you know, I could take pictures of them. So my focus went away from seeing rainbows everywhere to just seeing the iridescence in the clouds. So that's where I had shifted the focus and sort of forgot about seeing the rainbows everywhere else. Well, I haven't been out and about like I was back then when I was traveling around a lot and, you know, doing my thing on the weekend and working and moving around. Now I'm like in the house a lot of the time, you know, besides running up the Quick Trip. So I don't see the rainbows everywhere except in the clouds is where I really notice them. But yeah, I had started seeing rainbows and everything. And I even commented to my wife about it, you know, and she was kind of like, rainbows everywhere? What the hell are you talking about? You know? So yeah, that's something that I'd forgotten about, but now I'm seeing it. So, have you noticed rainbows everywhere? Or
Well,
am I
yeah,
getting in
there's
touch with
more.
my feminine side? I'm just
Oh, look
playing.
at you. You're a housewife now.
No, okay, so the rainbow's been hijacked. I have nothing against anybody or whatever, but, you know, the rainbow's as much anybody's as anybody else's. So, I'm just
But
stating that.
you saw these before the Mandela Effect?
Well, it was about a year and a half ago, so I'd heard about the Mandela Effect, but I wasn't a solid believer in it because I know how bad my memory is. So it wasn't until I saw The Thinker, which wasn't really a memory issue. I had one all growing up, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like, how do I remember that, like a movie line. It was more like I had it sitting on my desk and waking up every morning and seeing it there. There's no doubt in my mind the fist was to the forehead. So when I looked around and couldn't find that anymore, it wasn't like, I think I remember that. It was like, no, I know it was this way. I looked at
know,
it so
yeah.
many times over so many years and I drew it. And, you know, there's no mistake. It's not a memory thing. It's kind of like you know, you rattle off your name or your birth date or your eye color. It's not like you have to try to remember your eye color. You just know your eye color and your birth date. And I know that statue, how it looked, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
same
there's a few
here.
things like that. So,
Yeah, same here. It looks totally weird to me now.
yeah, and the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is
Same.
another one because
Yeah.
I remember long discussions about whether it was, you know, about her not smiling. And somebody just brought up you know, a song about Mona Lisa lost her smile or something. Do you know about that song?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really know. And I thought, oh, that's so perfect. And then I thought, no, because people that think she's always had a smile would think that it's saying that, you know, one day she'll lose her smile, right?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know.
like everything's got this double-edged sword to it. You know, you can find residue and people that don't see it. I've said it a million times, you know, that people that don't see it will just say, oh, people are confused because of that, you know. So it's like you believe it or you don't. You can't really be forced to it. And
Oh no, you can't. Yeah.
any proof for the fact it's happening for others is not proof at all. It's proof of why people are confused about it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. So at any rate, things are changing all around us, and the event, I think we're dealing with a series of events. There might be some really big events. I know Flora Bruin said she experienced a bigger event, and there was another YouTuber that experienced his own event. And you know, we were told through the a lot of the combined reading or sessions of Alice and Co. that it was going to be a single event that everyone experienced, but you know, what if everyone experiences a single event and it's not so much at the same exact time? You know, when you really think of how things are worded, I don't know. I don't know that it's going to be at the same time, or if will experience. I know the two times that other people experienced them, I was asleep, and it was probably one of those days I woke up feeling like I had been in surgery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've been there too. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was talking to Go Kart Bob, and he has a theory about it might happening on Passover because of the moon alignments and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And all the other events or surges of energies and stuff happen, you know, at the full moon or with a certain setup in the sky, whatever, you know, like
Right.
so.
Like
Yeah,
astrological alignments and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah. Combined with the Bible, he looks and he's studying the Bible and all the, you know, like he found some
Script.
connections Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. You would have to talk to him, maybe.
Well, I found that the Bible was a big one because I remember back in the day, me and my best friend, we would always get in these huge discussions about the Bible. It wasn't like a debate. We would just really be, trying to, figure out what things meant and figure out holidays. And we got in this big discussion years ago about Easter, right? And he was talking about how, Easter was really this pagan holiday, and we shouldn't be calling it Easter because it's really like the Passover. And he got into this long discussion. And if the word, for those who might not know, the word Easter is now in certain translations for Passover. Passover has been swapped out for Easter. And if it had been that way during these intense conversations about not using the word Easter because it really the origins didn't come from the Bible, I would have actually won that conversation back then. You know what I mean? I'd be like, look, it's right here in the Bible. What are you going to say about Easter? It's in the Bible. You know what I mean? But it wasn't in the Bible back then. And we had this huge conversation, and I remember saying that it's not important about the name. It's important about what people's intentions are. And if they're there, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ or whatever, then it doesn't matter what name you stick on it. Really. It's like, all the holidays are like that. You got Santa Claus, and everything seems to be designed to sort of pull the focus away from what it should be on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just how it works. But I think at the root of it, it's not the word as much as it is the intention. You know what I mean? And what you're actually celebrating. So, yeah. So those that don't know, Easter's now in the Bible. You can do a Bible search for it. I can't tell you exactly where, but if you go to one of the websites like Bible Gateway or Bible Hub and look up Easter, you'll find it. I know it's in the King James. I'm not sure what other translations, but from what I remember, it was where it used to say Passover. And yeah, so, and I'm not sure if it's every instance where it said Passover, but yeah, Easter's in the Bible. So I wanted to bring that up with Easter coming up, that those that might not know. So, do you have any plans for Easter, Jose? You gonna hide some eggs or anything? Have Dan go find them?
See, to me, like, every holiday is just such a pain. I just don't want to go. I don't want to be out in the world. It's just like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
the kids are organizing. I'm not even involved this year.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to my mother-in-law's. She's, she's 87 and she wants her people around. I understand that, but I want to be alone.
It's a good time to get people out of the house, send them away to the family members then, huh?
Yeah.
In your culture, do they, I know you were raised Catholic for a lot of your life as a child. Do they do the hiding the Easter egg, Easter bunny stuff? Or?
No, we didn't really do that when I was little. My mom bought us each one a little chocolate egg or rabbit or whatever,
Right.
And I remember when I was really young going to church and, like the ashes on the forehead and the oil and, like those things that happen around
That's
that
Ash
time.
Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually between when is that? That's between Palm Sunday. I think it's Palm Sunday, Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, and then Easter, right? Like a whole week of holidays. Is that how it works? I'm not sure. The Ash Wednesday wasn't part of my growing up, so it was Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and then Easter. We didn't do any ashes.
And I remember people coming door to door to sell palms that they had woven or something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but
sorry, I was gonna interject with the palm thing. That I found it interesting when I looked my history of my birthday up. I was born on that day, that palm, that the day when Jesus rode in on a donkey, and they were saying Hosanna. That was March 30th of like 0 AD or whatever. So that was my birthday. So I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, back to the palm thing.
yeah, well, I just remember my mom getting some, but I was really young and she just got out of it. Her parents were really, really religious. And I guess after my grandparents died, it just it wasn't as important anymore. I don't know. I
Yeah.
never asked her, you know, but that's
Yeah. That's amazing
yeah.
how that happens with a lot of people. And actually, it turns out to be a good thing because a lot of times people are following certain religions because of their parents instead of because it's something they really believed in. They really don't want to disappoint their parents, so it's not until their parents pass away that they feel comfortable even with looking into other things, you know, and just being more open-minded about stuff because, you know, you're
Yeah.
expected to be at church on Easter. You're expected to do this and that, and a lot of
Yeah.
times it's just you know, I don't want my mom to worry and think I'm going to burn in hell forever. So I'll just go with her. I'll put on my pink, you know, Easter dress or my
Yeah.
tuxedo with the blue on it and go to Easter service. And um, yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's sorry, it's not. You're putting sex in it and it's trying to bleep it out. But yeah, it's someone was. All right, raw sunlight. Yeah, it's yeah, about the fertility in the spring and the yeah, you're totally right. That's I gotta laugh because it was thinking she was saying something dirty. But yeah, it was about, you know, springtime and fertilization and, you know,
Yeah. I
pl
remember Easter was the weekend where I could wear my white shoes for the first time, even if there was snow outside. Yeah, so
yeah.
that was cool. Yeah.
I remember one year we got these little Easter chocolate Easter bunnies to sell for school, and man, my parents were so pissed because we like ate half of that box of them that we were supposed to sell. They had to pay for all the. We were tearing that chocolate up though, man. It's just, man, you just nibble off at the ear and it was all over from there. You just like that's fine. Eat the head, and before you know it, it was like you got chocolate all over your face, and like, oh, I ate too much chocolate. But as soon as you felt better, it's like, oh, that chocolate looks good. Pull out all
Yeah,
these
I w
empty chocolate bunny boxes from under the bed. It's like, here they are. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I think schools really, they do that on purpose. They know the kid isn't going to be able to help themselves through the chocolate, you know. And not only did they get me, they got my sister. She was 2 grades above me, and it was like a school thing. So, of course, thanks for the subscription, Sadie. Welcome. So yeah, yeah, it's a racket. It happened one other time too. I didn't eat quite as many because I knew I was going to get in trouble. But yeah.
and see, I would get chocolate on Easter and still have some at Christmas.
Oh,
So
really? Yeah, one of those
yeah.
parents that you go Halloween, you know, getting the candy
So
at Halloween, and they're like one piece a
mm.
day. Yeah.
Oh no, I was not into candies. That's I would have some, but I never ate all my candies at one. They would last. My kids are the same. They were the same. Like
Yeah.
uh, Halloween candies. Like when my kids were, well, my daughter was young and Dan's youngest two kids were here. They would go trick or treating together,
Yeah.
and Dan's kids would 2 or 3 days the candies would be gone, all gone, and my daughter would still have some in the spring from Halloween at this time of year. At
No,
Easter, she would still, yeah,
that
she
is
would
just.
still have candies.
I'd be lucky to have it the next week, and that was what my parents
Yeah.
being like, you just eat a few pieces. That's it.
Mhm. No, my mom never had to say that to us. She would bake a cake or a pie, and we would rush to have a piece of cake before she iced it because nobody liked the icing.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you had like an opposite childhood. I was like, Mom, can I lick the icing bowl? And then that was like the
Oh.
thing I got to do and even I found out later she's like, well, it has raw egg, and I'm like, you let me lick the bowl with raw egg and the cake mix? It's disgusting. Why would you let me do that? You know. But I'm glad she didn't tell me.
Alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive. It was delicious. And then after I saw, like, I was watching Rocky, one of the Rocky movies, and he was like pouring some raw eggs and drinking them in the morning before he went jogging. I was like, oh, I'm like Rocky. You know, I had raw eggs too. Yeah, I can't even think about it or it turns my stomach.
I know, it's so gooey and
Oh, hey, easy, easy with the visualizations here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, it can be pretty intense when you really delve into some of those things that you have to do to be all extra and fit and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Banjojo, they let you down. They didn't give you the notification. Well, late's better than never.
Yeah.
So glad you joined in. And I want to say to the other viewers that's viewing on other streaming services, because I had a few people contact me and they're like, how do I find the chat? Because they're chatting on these other streaming services and nobody's there. They're like, I want to join in with the chat. The chat is actually on YouTube. So you can join in to the YouTube chat by going to youtube.com/unbiased on the fence, or just search Unbiased on the Fence, and you can actually jump over to YouTube when it's running right and join in with the live chat. So I forgot that I you know, I stopped looking to see if people were watching over there. Usually people would come and go, and it wasn't a lot, but evidently people were like, I want to get in on this love action. Where's this happening? Well, it's right here at YouTube, and like I said, Unbiased on the Fence. You can search it and find us right here.
Right now.
Right now. Are you going to go live tonight, Jose?
I'm not sure if I will tonight because Dan was supposed to come back only tomorrow, but he's driving back tonight. So he's gonna be here around 11:30. So I don't know. I'll see.
All right, awesome. Well, another thing. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. You carry on, Jose.
Oh,
I'm just no. Oh, I know what it was, because I was listening to. I was going to go on a little bit earlier, but I thought Deb from Butterfly Effect was going to be going on this other channel, and I wanted to watch that. I don't know if it's going to happen or if they're rescheduling it. And you can find a link to the other channel on her latest video. I wish I had pasted the link in the description, but the Butterfly Effect channel, most of you are probably subscribed already, but she put a video out today, and she was going to be interviewing someone else on their channel, so I was going to join in on that. But she had said something in her video today about how you know, she sort of got you can get aggravated when people repost the same thing over and over again on different channels, and you're like, is this the you know, my Sky's 5D, you're funny doing a dance floor icon, that we can she was saying that it can get aggravating when you go to watch something and it's like something you saw on another channel, and there's a lot of reposting things over and over again. And I've noticed that with like N5D, his stuff gets posted over and over again through other channels that I subscribe to, and I will come across the same thing over and over again. But on the other level, the way we've been doing these streams about the event over and over again and not really touching on other topics, we're like raising the collective awareness of it and getting people to think about it, and in turn that turns around and sort of feeds, you know, with the whole 100th monkey effect. You know, once a certain amount of, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with that term, people use it a lot, because once a certain amount of monkeys learned how to, I think the original study was to use a stick as a tool or something, then other monkeys on other islands began to do it without ever contacting each other directly. So it showed that there was a sort of global consciousness involved with, you don't have to actually be in direct contact. It doesn't have to be the monkey sees you using the stick as a tool and then in turn goes and does it and then raises its monkeys to do the same thing. There seems to be communication, unseen communication, because there would be, you know, it would be an island and then there would be the same thing happening on other islands, and it's that same sort of thing as we're ushering in the event. And, you know, there's some people that's going to come across and there's like, there's no event, you know, and, you know, maybe they won't experience one. But I've already been experiencing things that are out of the norm. So I believe it's happening, and it's the more we can focus on it and use our intention, we can bring it about. And if it's anything like this chat is with these loving people and everything, I'm all for it. You know, bring it on,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Love is really powerful, more than I thought it was. It's so amazing, like the amplitude.
Yeah. Yeah, and the same thing with the Schumann resonance, you know? We've been seeing how it's been going crazy, and so I'm loving it, guys, and I'm so glad to be a part of something so wonderful, you know?
I'm so glad can talk so much.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was just sitting there thinking the opposite of you, like, I wish you would talk a little bit more. We got spoiled
Yeah.
with Michelle, didn't we? Should have had her
Yeah,
on with us.
Yeah. Yeah, she sure can then hold a conversation,
Yeah. And
or even a monologue. You know, like if
well,
she
yeah.
talk.
Well, I'll be here to laugh because she's funny and happy and all that
Oh,
good stuff
she's
too.
so sweet. I love her. She's so funny.
I love her bubbly personality, and
Yeah.
yeah, she fit in right nicely with us, and yeah, so yeah, you don't have to believe in Jesus to be in this group. I mean, he's my hero personally. He's my role model for life. You know, I think he was a loving individual, and you know, even if you think it's a fictional story, or you know, I'm not down on anybody else. You just believe what you want to believe, and enjoy the love and the light while you're here, because I don't think anybody's going to condemn you. You know, even
Oh
Jesus, if
no.
he was here, he'd be like, "Hey, just come on in and hang out, man. You don't have to believe I'm
Yeah.
really here hanging out with you."
Exactly.
Easy going, man.
Yeah. Just chill.
Yeah, see? Somebody's saying Jesus was a Buddhist monk. I don't have a problem with anyone. Jesus is whoever you want him to be, you know what I mean? He just happens to be that perfect example, I feel like, of what we can be, you know, to the point of everybody beating you up and you still say, you know what? Forgive them. They don't realize I'm the coolest guy ever, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's love and compassion,
Yeah. I think
you know?
so many people has
And
attached it to religion. So for them, they think of, you know, the bad parts of humankind that have, you know,
mm,
created something around the story of Jesus, and they have problems separating those two things. I think, you know what I mean. The judgment of the
mm.
church and the love of Jesus, they can't separate. Judge, you know, Jesus wasn't judgmental like that. You know what I mean? But
Well, I was there. I was there. Like I never liked the idea of the church, the organization. You know, the church as a business, as a, you know, like I never liked that, and I was never able to be comfortable in a church, and but now I like through you I realized, yeah, Jesus was here, and he was here to help us. You know, like I realize things so much better now. I can now separate Jesus and the church, and you know, like it's
well, that's huge. I appreciate that.
mm,
You know, like I said, he's my hero. I think, and I see it as two separate things: the church and Jesus. And a lot of times, I view the church as more of what Paul was teaching in the Bible, and Jesus sort of a separate thing. And Ross says Jesus was black. He probably was a lot darker than most paintings if he lived in the Middle
yeah,
East
I
and
don't
walked
think he
around
was
all the time.
blonde with blue eyes.
You say you think he was blind with blue eyes?
No, I don't think
Oh,
he was blonde with
oh,
blue eyes.
right.
From where he was born, I don't think so, but
Yeah, I
who
even had
knows?
some. I had family members on the black side of my family. They had black Jesus hanging on the wall, or you know, a painting of him and stuff. And I was like, "Mom, they got black Jesus hanging on the wall." She goes, well, Jesus meets you wherever you need to be, or wherever you're at. Jesus meets you. And I remember being, because my mom was white, so she was just wanting me to shut the hell up while I was there. Just shut up. Jesus is black for them. I'm like, what? He is? How's it black? Asking too many questions, at the wrong time. I was always that kid, I'm poor mom. We'll talk about it later, okay? Like, okay, all right.
But why is he black?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny because I think you can really see how Jesus has been so instrumental in so many different cultures, and everyone wants people like that to look like them, you know what I mean? So I totally understand it, and I don't think it might be a big deal to us, race and things like that, but Jesus would have no problem morphing into your nationality if it made you feel better. You know what I mean?
No, I'm sure he would.
Because we're all souls, we're all human, and,
yeah, that's right.
So that's beautiful.
So did you meditate today?
I did. I had a wonderful time. I went out and sit in the backyard for quite a while, just enjoying the spring, the wonderful cool air, and the all the flowers beginning to bloom in the yard, and even my son came out towards the end and sat down next to me, and he said, "It's a good day to be a good day, isn't it?" Yeah, it is.
He's so sweet. Oh.
So yeah, I was really digging all the birds, and because it was like afternoon, and normally it's like the mornings when you hear the birds, but I guess with it being so nice out, they weren't ran off by the heat of summer because it's not really hot yet. It was like 70 degrees. And I was just enjoying them chirping. Well, I had a couple neighbors down. The guy had a circular saw every few minutes. They would cut some boards and stuff. So I had that, and then I had.
Don't you love that sound? There's a lot of it here.
Yeah.
Chainsaw and snow blowers and you name it. Tractor mower. Some people ride their tractor mower to the, like through town, through the village here.
It's so funny because I started noticing so many different sounds. I was noticing I'm about a half mile from the highway, so I started noticing just that constant hum.
Traffic.
Every now and then a motorcycle would stand out, or a truck would stand out, or somebody missing a muffler would stand out amongst the hum of the traffic on the highway. And then 70 degrees Fahrenheit if you're talking Celsius. We're talking 21 Celsius or so. Oh, where are you at, man, Jojo? Yeah, I'm not rubbing in the weather here. Your weather's coming. Yeah, that Jesus had a twin. Yeah, the twin. I think yeah, it's a big book you got to read. It's Joseph Reno, when he was on. He's actually written all about it and got into all the investigatory information that is involved with that, and the cover-up and all of that. But yeah, so check that out if you want. His book's called Incredulous, and he's coming out with a new one where he's going to get even deeper into it. But London, Ontario, nice.
Oh, that's not too far from me.
Yeah, she was saying it's freezing there. Has it been really cold there?
It's been cold today. It's cold tonight. Yeah.
I was noticing a northern wind blowing in while I was outside meditating, and it felt cool, crisp. But I could still be out there in no jacket or nothing, but it was sort of cold just sitting there not doing anything. It'd be perfect if you were like running around playing catch or riding a bike or something and active. You wouldn't be cold at all, but just sitting there and still and calm, I did feel a little crispy. Not in a burnt way, but in a cool way.
Have you been sleeping a lot?
Still around 8 hours, but still really deep, and no dreams that I can recall. It's just really deep, I still usually wake up once throughout the night or morning because I've been going to bed at like 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah, someone in I can't remember where they were. They were somewhere in Europe, but they had left a comment at like 4 in the morning, and I guess it was early morning for them, and I answered it right away in the comments or whatever, and they were like, "Jeez, talk about insomnia. When do you ever sleep?" Actually, I do sleep. That's why I'm never on in the morning, you know. So.
Yeah, I wake him up sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes like
Yeah.
bloop, bloop,
Bloop,
bloop.
bloop.
Hear somebody chatting to me.
He calls me the early riser. I hardly ever get up before noon. Go figure.
But you're in a different time zone.
Well, 1 hour difference. Come on. It's 9:44. Oh, it just changed.
Let's see, Gerard's Bergen Belgie. I dare you to pronounce that, Shane. That's about as good as I'm going to get with that, man. Gerard's Bergie, Belgium.
Is
Belgie.
Willie in the house?
Yeah, that's Willie that asked me to pronounce that. Yeah, he was the first
Say it
one in.
again. Say it again.
Gerard's Bergen,
Gerard.
Gerardsbergen, Belgie. Gerardsbergen, Belgie. Sorry. I know I'm butchering it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he was the
Get him
first
to
one
say
in.
something else, Willie.
Yeah, he was the first one in. Willie was like, "I'm here and ready to boink." It's funny. Which is
Yeah,
good since you're in here.
He speaks French too. He was in my first live chat, and I noticed the last that day I was live with you and Michelle. I watched the chat after, and he was leaving me messages in French, but I wasn't in the chat room, so now he can tell you to repeat what he's saying.
Yeah, I
That
don't want
should
to
be
try to.
interesting.
I can pronounce Spanish, but definitely not French. I mean, I can at least. I think you'll be able to. Yeah, he's saying bien sûr ma chérie.
Bien sûr, S-U-R-E.
Yeah,
Bien sûr, ma chérie.
yeah, bien sûr ma chérie. What am I saying?
Of course, my dear.
Ah, ma chérie.
Ma chérie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maintenant, sieste à toi, Shane.
What?
It looks like maintenant.
Maintenant.
Okay, maintenant. And then C-E-S-T, sieste.
C'est.
Se. And then A.
C'est à toi.
And then
Shane.
T-O-I. Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Maintenant, c'est à toi, Shane. Now it's your turn, Shane.
Oh. Oh, man. I am so glad I chose Spanish over French when I was in school. Because they don't even look like they would sound like they...
No. No, it's like English, all those letters, G-H-T, like there's a lot of
Oh, like light and
letters
stuff.
that
Yeah.
are not really, you could use just one letter to have the same sound, but
I
they put four or
totally
five.
understand. And they just stick a bunch in there.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so I don't know why, but apparently we're gonna start talking without words soon, so who knows?
That's going to be weird, huh?
Ha.
So do you think it's going to be like we're going to talk with pictures? Like, what do you think that's going to be like? Where somebody
Like
just...
this?
Right. No, I was sort of imagining, more like, you just... I don't know. I mean, it's like almost like you don't need words. You don't even need pictures. It's just like you're going to know the person
What?
saying, hey, I want
It's
something to drink.
already happening to me, but what it is, it's more of a feeling to me, like especially lately, the last couple weeks maybe, when I go to talk to you, you're there talking to me. It happens often that we get, like about to talk to each other at the same time.
Ah,
And so I think it's somehow we're connected, you know? Like I can hear you or you can hear me and we go at the same time to talk to each other. So, but I've been like it if I think of my sister, she'll call me.
yeah.
Or sometimes I can't stop thinking of my mother-in-law. I know she wants me to call her, you know.
Willie
Or I know
says
she,
of OF Zeg ZEG HETIN. So of Zeg het in het Netherlands Anders Mischien MISSCHIEN.
is that Willie again?
Yeah.
Well, that's not French. That's probably
Oh,
I think
Netherlands,
it's
probably.
yeah, it's German or something or
Ah, so Willie speaks multiple languages, huh?
yes, he does.
Impressive.
Ask him if he speaks Wallon too.
He can hear you.
I know.
Do you
I just
speak
want you
Wallon too?
to. Do you speak Wallon?
Let's see. So I'll wait for an answer because there's a little bit of a delay. So yeah, one thing I noticed that years ago, it seemed like that would happen quite a bit where you go to call someone and then your phone would ring and they're calling you. And that seemed to happen a lot more. I don't know. I would say at the turn of the
Well,
century.
people don't talk on the phone anymore.
But I don't know. Yeah, thanks for the new subscriber. Thanks, Ra, for making me notice. You'd think I would notice with the music and the cartoon character dancing around, but even then it can be kind of hard. But yeah, so I noticed people do still talk, but that just doesn't seem to happen as much. And I understand some people don't talk as much, but I still have the people I would talk to. I don't have phone service anymore, but yeah, I just didn't, even back when I did have a phone a year ago or a few months back or whatever it was, I didn't get that. I don't know. It just feels like maybe it's been diminished quite a bit, maybe because of the 5G or something. I don't know. Not the 5G, but the 4G, or just the increased amounts of Wi-Fi and all of that. Maybe it's interference with our natural sort of I don't know. I'm just speculating, to be honest with you.
I know you are. That's all right.
That's what you do from the fence, though. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. I don't know.
Who knows? We don't. We're just trying to
Stay
keep
balanced on the.
writing. Yeah,
Trying to stay balanced on the fence here. Right.
that's right. So you did watch that video about the guy who saw the wave, who got the experience, the one I sent you?
Yes, I did. I've seen two videos from him. The
Yeah.
first one and then the follow-up one. He actually mentioned Allison Coe and I, the interview we did together. And so, yeah, it's really interesting. And then also Dan from Talk is Cheap, who was on the show and also did I think he was the one that did the first Allison Coe interview I ever saw of Allison Coe. He also did an interview with Flor Brun, the one who experienced, I guess it was, I don't know, it was reported by several channels that she experienced this rainbow wave coming. It was, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago, week and a half ago.
Yeah, something
And
like that.
she was trying to get the word out about it, and she kept getting cut off of there. Oh yeah, Neo Glimmer, somebody just said. That is it, Neo
Yes.
Glimmer's channel. Um, is he actually in the chat right now? I was going to say you can post his link or you can follow his, you can click next to his name if he's in there. But yeah, so Dan, did you get to see the one with Dan and...
No, I didn't yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was quite interesting. It made me wonder
Yeah, well,
how, how different people are experiencing it. And, and
mm-hmm.
I'm not really beyond the point of thinking that you know, some people can really experience it real obviously, and then others might not even notice. I know that's not, they say everyone's going to notice, but I've seen some pretty crazy changes with the Mandela effect that people are just like, nah, it's always been like that. And it's just like, what the heck? I mean, do you really know, or did you not pay attention? Because it'd be different if you like didn't see Star Wars and you don't remember him saying, Luke, I'm your father, and now it's no, I'm your father, or something. You didn't see it. I get it. But there's people that's like, nah, I saw it a million times. He's always said, no, I'm your father. And that to me is just weird, you know?
Yeah. Or they just brush it off, you know?
Hey,
like...
Nathan. Nathan will be back Monday for our next Synchronicities, Mysticism, and the Mandela Effect episode. Hopefully, if you got everything he needs. Oh, and then there's Dan. So you guys, Dan is the K2D4 network. Saying hello there. And
hi, Dan. Hi, Nathan. Hi, everyone.
Actually, I don't really get to do this often, so let me do that because I don't hardly ever get to get them in the chat. So let me, Dan, you can post, if you would, post your link to that latest video with Floor Brun that I was just talking about so people can check that out. And then where did Nathan go here? Because Nathan, you keep, I keep having, oh, okay, I got Nathan. You keep responding to people with a link to something and it keeps going in the spam on accident, and that doesn't happen if you are a let's see, if you're a moderator. Is that, so I want to make sure, but I don't know how to add you except through here like this. So let's see, is Dan here? Ah, okay, so you just posted a message in the Facebook group that, okay, I'll definitely check that out tonight, Nathan. And I think I added you too, Dan, so you can, I'll have to wait until you say something to see if you got a wrench, but it's saying to unmod you, so I'm assuming it went through. It's not giving me the choice to mod you. That's weird, it like did you both at the same time, or either that or I was busy talking so much that I was, there we go. That could definitely, you know, I'm so busy talking, I'm like on autopilot with my hand. It's like, yeah, I got this. Go ahead and talk. You know, don't start that. Got me thinking audio problems and stuff. You did get me in the beginning. That was good. You got me good. Totally.
Oh, we're just having so much fun.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. So who else is in the chat room?
Let's
Is
see.
Jemima there?
I think I saw her earlier. We got Angie S, Raw Sunlight, Seeker of Truth. Michelle's here. What is up, Michelle? We need to get you on Hangouts, Michelle. I think that's going to work better. I think it's, looking at it back, it was on the one we did, it just seems like Messenger just,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just didn't seem to work as well.
Yeah, it's better on Hangouts.
I think so. And then yesterday I saw another, I think it was on the another channel I watch, Higher Self, had a live stream with like 9 people in there. I'm like, what the heck? I've never seen so many squares across the bottom of the screen. It was like, I don't know, it was quite a, oh yeah, I saw Scott there. Remember Scott? But there was, I would say, at least 7 to 9 people in there. It could have just only been 7. But anyway, I've just never seen that many people. And it was running pretty good. And some of them had their videos going, or, you know, the actual cameras going. So it seems like it's made, Hangouts is made to handle higher traffic or higher, you know, bandwidth, because it was doing a pretty good job. So I don't know if you can get anything. Maybe somebody in the chat can let us know if there's something on Apple you can get to get Hangouts, or if it's just not available.
You just have to download Google Chrome, and then you got Hangouts right there.
Oh, that's how it works on the iPad?
Yeah.
You have an iPad?
Well, no, that's what how I do it on my laptop.
Oh, is it Apple?
No.
Apple's different. They have their own operating system.
Oh, yeah, I see.
It's completely different. They can't get a lot of the Android apps that you can get on an Android phone, or the things that we use on Windows. It's I actually got I got to check it out once. Like there was it like the standalone app you could get on Windows computers. It was called iPadian, like iPad, IAN, iPadian, and it would pop up an iPad. It would be like it would create this virtual iPad on your screen. And so I got to mess. I've never really messed with an iPad, but I've messed with that app, and it's like an iPad within, you know, and you can swipe and touch the screen, and you can download what do you call it, Apple apps and stuff for it, applets or whatever they call it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing. It's iOS,
I know.
I operating system. So yeah, it's you wouldn't believe how different it is. And their
Oh, I
computers
know.
are,
My daughter has an Apple computer, and I don't really like it. It's really different, but
well, there was a time when Apple was like dominant because this was like before, I guess Vista was the first Windows that finally came out and it could separate it, the technology involved. See, what would happen before Vista would come along is Windows, you could have an app or a program mess up, which is basically an app, but it could freeze up your whole computer. And Windows, so that kind of gave Windows a bad name because you could install some program on there and then that program would have a glitch or bug in it, and it could cause you to have to just hold the button down and restart your whole computer because it was just completely locked up, frozen. But then they changed the architecture around, I think, Windows Vista at some point, and that allowed them to applications within the operating system were isolated. And so yeah, if you guys sort of got caught up in the whole hype about Apple's better than Windows, there was a time when Apple didn't lock up like that, you know. Now I actually, my desktop computer that's older now that I'm monitoring the chat on, that I'm typing to you guys on, it's actually got a processor and motherboard that is in Apple computers. So it's really it's more of an operating system, you know, and I could actually run an Apple operating system alongside, have it where I could start it up in either or. I just don't do it. It's just needless space. So anyway, that's my spiel on Windows. I know you enjoyed that. Look, I can tell you just look so happy about it. You loved it, didn't you? You liked that.
I did. It's just like banana and kiwi programs and stuff, you know, like it's
You talking about fruit? Wait a minute. I'm lost, dude.
With Apple.
You're over my head with the fruit stuff here.
Well,
Oh, wait. You're mixing up apples and oranges. That's what you're doing here.
You started it with your apples.
There you go, passing the blame again.
Yep.
You're the one that brought extra fruit to the apple party. That's what. I'm talking windows, apples, doors, bedrooms, and yeah, because windows and doors. Sorry.
Oh.
Come on, you brought the other fruit. I bought the other holes and structures.
Okay. I have to change wavelengths here.
Yeah, I'm just getting silly with it.
That's all right.
That usually happens towards the end of the hour, so start getting a little bit crazy. Fruit crunch.
Too much love. Too much love.
Capping fruit. Yeah, now we're talking cereals here. This is getting really confusing. You know what? It's going to be so nice to... Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring something up that I noticed. When I was a kid and you would like peel an orange and eat it, to me it seemed like the orange on the inside was always perfect. Like, I don't know, you just peel it, it had perfectly equal sections of orange, right? But now it's like every now and then you'll get fruit and it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem as perfect as it seemed when I was a kid. Is it just me? Or have they lost their perfection a little bit? Or They just seem more random and less perfect and perfect. Like you could peel an orange, you could lay it out, you could spread it all out, and it would be pretty much equal little wedges of orange, right?
Yeah.
But now there's like a little mini one in there, and like, where did this little dude come from in the middle of all these? No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm wondering if things, you know, I don't
I
know.
think
Is it?
it depends on the kind of orange. Some oranges have more of those little things in, but I don't know why it's like that.
Okay, so I was just wondering if it was them
Because the
toying with.
navel oranges, I notice, often have the bigger navel on the top, you know, like
Mm, right.
and that's where but it depends on the kind of orange because I got some sanguine, the red with the oranges with the red flesh,
Uh-huh.
and they were just perfect wedges inside. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the last one I got right at the navel, it had like a big section that came down into it
Hmm.
that was harder and not really edible, and it just seemed like it was less than perfect. You know, not only you know that did it have that extra big hard part, but you know even it had these little miniature wedges that didn't seem like it. Just seemed like it like they've been toying with the genetics and messing them up a little bit. It seemed more like
Hmm.
it was I don't know what's the word
But I
for
don't know if it's actually because there's nothing perfect in nature. Like you won't see a perfect spider web or, you know, like all the leaves, the tree leaves are different, you know? There's not two of the same. So I think oranges, it's the same thing, you know, like or apples. I
right.
think they're messing up with the genetic to make them look all the same.
Yeah, it just felt like it had
Yeah.
been. It didn't seem natural. I mean, I recognize the how everything. It seems like things are normally perfect yet unique. Like you know, everybody can have little perfect little fingerprints, but yet they're all different. You know, and then
Hmm.
you notice how the whole golden ratio that we see with you know that we see in nature, whether it's looking at the way the water swirls down the you know bathtub, to the way the
Hmm.
galaxies swirl around, to the way the sunflowers, you know, the little seeds in them follow that same pattern, and the way trees break off into golden ratios, and the way we do as humans, you know, and you know, and our fingers do it. Everything does it. I don't know
Yeah.
how much people have looked into it, but it's amazing. It's you can really see the signature of the creation and everything through this whole golden mean ratio. If you, the golden spiral and all that stuff, you know. So I don't know. It just seems like it's been tampered with. You know, somebody said it was probably GMO. That's sort of what I
Yeah.
felt like. I felt like either the soil was depleted, or you know, some of their pesticide they use was. I don't know. Could have been I've got a bad brand. I don't know. I'm just. It just. Maybe as a child I didn't notice those little imperfections like I do now. You know, I don't really
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Not quite sure.
Yeah, but it was still delicious.
Well, I'm sure it was.
I just imagine, you know, at some point being able to manifest a big, delicious fruit bowl or even a
Mm.
smoothie. Wouldn't that be awesome if you could manifest a
Yeah.
smoothie already mixed up and stuff and just
Yeah, ready
perfect? And
to go. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice fruit juice. Mm.
manifest a palm tree to sit under. Say like up there where you're at, where it's just like evergreens and stuff. Just manifest a
Yeah.
palm tree on a nice sunny day and go get under it. You know. Yeah.
And the
Next thing you know, a
sun.
coconut hits you in the top of the head. You're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
And the beach. Mm.
Yeah,
And the birds and everything.
yeah.
Yeah. It would be so sweet.
Somebody saying it was a bad orange. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have ate it then. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't.
I'm not
Well,
worried about it.
I've had so many of those.
Yeah, but I was just
Mm.
wondering if it seemed like
Vodka?
anybody else noticed it. And I wasn't thinking, I wasn't thinking Mandela effect or anything. I'm not trying to go down that road. I was just thinking, does it seem like there's been a deterioration of how perfect it is? Because you know, I do
Yeah, when you
recognize.
say that, because there's those the mix between a cauliflower and a broccoli. I don't know if you've seen those.
I do know those two different vegetables, yes, but
There's one that it's a cauliflower kind of thing, but it's green, and the pattern is so amazing.
hmm.
It's like a flower, and it's um
What is it called?
I'm not sure. Ask in the chat, maybe someone knows.
Maybe like a broccoli flower
A broccoli flower? Try broccoli flower.
or calicule?
No, try broccoli flower. See what happens.
Let's see if anybody figures it out here. Oh, frugivorous. They're probably talking about something else. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I love pineapple. Okay. Pretty sure that's not a pineapple you're describing.
No.
That's awesome. I know it. But it slips my mind. Let me just do a quick little search here. Broccoli cauliflower. Broccoli cauliflower. I really botched the spelling of that. Broccoli cauliflower. Huh. It's just showing broccoli and cauliflower together.
Just go broccoli flower.
Okay. Just let's see if they did that. Oh, that is awesome looking. Guess you guys are gonna have to look that up yourself. I looked it up on the wrong computer. But there's that same golden ratio spiral that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild. It's here. Let's see if I can pull it up for you guys. Braco flower. There we go. It is worth looking at, you guys. So yeah, that's what it is. Braco flower.
Yeah, I had it a couple times.
It's
It
really
just
neat.
tastes like cauliflower, but it's the same texture as cauliflower.
Ah, yeah, I love the spiral to it. It's beautiful.
It is really nice, huh? Not too many people grow it yet, but
Is this something new?
well, it's been a few years. It's been
Like
I don't
pre-Mandela
know,
effect?
probably, yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of different fruits. And then, I hear about them and I find out they're just like, common in East Asia or something like that. I'm like, well, it
Yeah.
could have been. I never heard of it. I don't know. I'm not one to say everything's a Mandela effect,
No. But it was definitely before the Mandela. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks familiar to me. I just didn't know what I was looking at. Seems like I've seen it in video games before or something. What's so funny about that? I'm serious.
That's funny. I don't know.
I don't know, just seemed like some kind of power up or something. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Eat it. All right, get one of those green things. They make you give you an extra life or something. I can see why they use it. It looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like some kind of alien vegetable though.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's really like that. It's so perfect too, like it's
Yeah, it's
see all
beautiful.
the yeah.
I've seen stuff like that in the man, have you seen some? I watched some. You probably watched some of the science channels and stuff back in the day, where they like show some of the deep sea animals and some of that stuff. I mean, we already know about the octopus. It looks pretty foreign and alien, but some of that stuff down there is pretty strange
Oh
looking,
yeah,
isn't it?
crazy. Did you see all those fish? Google parrotfish.
Parrotfish?
Yeah.
Are they talking?
No, but they're so beautiful.
2 R's. Parrotfish poop popped up as the second. Yeah, that's weird. Parrotfish. Oh wow. Sort of like a rainbow. I think I had rainbow fish when I was a kid in my aquarium. Really beautiful though.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that iridescence to it too. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out these days.
Oh yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, hopefully my Aussie friends got to join in on this one. It's probably getting a little bit late for. Well, Willie's here. Willie's a trooper though, man. He's like, he sleeps probably like I sleep. He's probably.
Yeah, it's 4 in the morning there.
Yeah. But he typically makes it. And...
Willie, tu n'es pas fatigué, mon ami?
Ah, Marcy, hi. I thought it was him speaking back. Oh, he says it's 4:19 a.m. there. Owl 4:15. OW.
Hmm?
The word OW, I don't know what that is. Ow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
OW?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Same thing. So, anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up. The stream health just got red all of a sudden for some reason. But
Oh, well.
had a wonderful discussion with you.
Well, that was fun. That's always nice.
Yeah. Oh, there's Lauren, Quantum Explorer. I'm gonna have her on really soon. I need to get with her. It's so hard to keep up with everybody, but definitely want to get you on soon, Lauren. Been looking forward to that one. And
Me too.
yeah, that should be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one who talks about orgasms too. I don't...
Two? Who else? Oh, right. Right,
Let
on
me get my tiny Bible. They go together. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I made a video where I talk about orgasms and
Oh, Ra's like,
Bible.
please don't go. Ra Sunlight. Ra, are you any relationship to the Ra in the Law of One, by any chance? That'd be cool if that was Ra from like a spaceship typing and stuff. No, I like hanging out with you guys. You know what? We would never know if like half the people in the chat were, what's the word for it? Non-terrestrials, I think is the more proper term. And they're up on UFOs right now, hovering and chatting and enjoying.
That would be so cool.
Wouldn't it? That's so cool.
Yeah.
What? I'll say, I think I'm going to put some UFO emojis in here. It'd be so cool. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be really exciting, but we would never know. I mean, we don't even know if because a lot of times I think the trolls I'm like, man, that's a bot. We know that one night we got attacked, it was bots. There's no way a human could have done that.
Sure. No, it was too fast.
And it was mechanical seeming. It didn't even seem like they had a point to anything they were saying. They're just like, let's take it over. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was and it was all the same thing over and over and really fast.
Yeah.
So there's no way someone could type that fast.
Yeah. It was actually, it didn't bother me. It was just like, whoa. It was quite an intense experience for me.
Well, imagine for me.
Eileen put 3 of those little alien head emojis in there. We know you're not an alien, Juan. You're not fooling us. We've had you on the show.
Well, but what do we know? Maybe she is.
A shape-shifting alien. I don't know, Juan. I don't get that vibe from her.
Yeah, well, how do you know what an extraterrestrial
that's true. She could be a good
vibe
alien.
is?
If she's an alien, she's a good one. I'll give her that.
Poor Eileen. We're not picking on you. We love you.
Oh no, she's got a great sense of humor. There she is, cracking up. Ha ha ha. Yeah, but if you are an extra or a non-terrestrial, please do email me. And I've been waiting for
And me
contact for
too, me
years.
too.
Me
I
first.
won't.
Just playing. Well, I'll take it back. She's probably been waiting longer than me, but you know. Especially
Well,
if
at
you
the
have some
same time.
intel. Come on, get a hold of me already.
Yeah.
My email is in the description. I'm totally cool. You know, send me a picture or something. I won't share it if you don't want me to. I just like to, you know, get used to seeing other beings' faces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you? I like to get. I just don't want 20 different new species to show up, and then I'm like, sort of like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It feel like Halloween or something. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it would just be like you're seeing stuff you don't normally see.
I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. Even if it's not a holiday, to me it's
Yeah.
just
Really, it's the one holiday non-terrestrials could actually come down to Earth with their big old heads and walk around like, with their foil outfits on and like, nobody even knows. Let's go trick or treat. What a perfect holiday. Wow, that outfit's awesome. It looks so real. I know, right? How did you do that skin? This is state-of-the-art stuff here, you know?
oh boy.
Oh, that would make for a good holiday.
Yes, that would be so funny.
Well, Jose, I really love you and appreciate you being such a big part of this, because without you, I would have had nothing to come on here and really talk about tonight. And,
Well, I'm glad you invited me again.
I'm glad I have you here, and you're a blessing. You really are.
So are you.
No, but
So
you're...
are we all.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
You guys, because, I mean, without you guys here, we would just be chatting on Hangouts with nobody
Yeah.
hearing us be goofy, you know?
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't mind the giggles, guys, because I do more of that than I do talking, so
No,
there you go.
we love it. In fact, if people want the fear and the anger, they can. There's plenty of political channels they can go to. I'm sure the people are here because they enjoy laughing and they enjoy the love and the light and your giggles.
And yours.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, Shane, is it that time again?
Why you gotta sound sad about it? This is happy times. Oh, now stick your lip back in your face.
Well, if I don't go on tonight, guys, I'll probably go on tomorrow.
She'll probably go on tonight. Dan's gonna join you. He's gonna be your special guest tonight, right?
Yeah, well, that would be an idea because he'll be hyper when he gets home. He won't want to go to bed right away, so maybe I'll come on with Danny if he's up to it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I try to. Willie's saying, can I announce the shows a little bit sooner than 5 minutes before we go on? I do try to give it as much as I can, and
I would like that too, Willie, to tell you the truth.
yeah.
He calls me sometimes 5-10 minutes before.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Ready for what?
Let's do this.
Do what?
The show. The Shoshay
What
show.
show?
The Shoshay show. Somebody's saying Shoshay.
Show.
No, I don't have a usual time, you guys. In fact, I purposely scatter. Like today, I was trying to do it at a time that people in Australia could join in. So I purposely went a little bit later today because they've all been in the afternoon at like really early morning for people in Australia. And I know there's a few dozen down there that like to tune in, and I'd like to have them at least have once a week when they can join in with a live chat and pick up on a little bit. But most of the time, thanks for the new subscriber. Honest Mickey, welcome. Most of the time they are in the afternoons or evening if you're over in Europe. Anywhere from Eastern time from like 2 to 4 is probably the most usual time. Eastern time, US. And but yeah, there's really no set time. I don't always know, but I do try to give it an hour or so, send out a notification a little bit early. But like today, I didn't have a lot of time because I was actually expecting to go and watch Deb with a Butterfly Effect, and so when she didn't go on, I was like, you know what? It's just yeah. Dan says I work too hard. I love it. It's not work to me. I love it. You know what I mean? It's that's the most wonderful thing there is to me. I mean, being a part of something so wonderful.
No, but look at this. You know.
Look at that. See? This is wonderful. But yeah, I love all of you guys. I love spending time with you guys, and I haven't been on social media that much this week because it is spring break, so I've been spending more time with the kids, and while they got the time off, and outdoors, and trying to get away from some of the electronics for a little bit. But it's back to the electronic grind next week. So yeah. Well, lots of love and light to all of you guys, and
love you guys. All of you.
Peace, and we will see you on the next one. Jose.
Bye, Shane.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
I love you too.